It became quite clear that starting from launch day, February 22nd, 2019, that Anthem was seriously in trouble. And I'm not speaking of the normal games as a live service bugs that today's massive open-world online co-op titles bring to the market. No. What Anthem went through and has continued to endure is more of a 100 kiloton explosion that pierced through the carefully crafted veil of deceit that Electronic Arts specializes in and exposed its true and dirty underbelly. EA, Bioware, and their high-tech, futuristic Iron Man thriller advertised to push gamers' player power fantasies into full-blown overdrive was in reality a total dud. Anthem represented everything negative and misleading about Electronic Arts and their long and storied history of delivering subpar titles with huge advertising budgets, lacking in any sustainable or replayable content, all while showering the gamer with a perfectly operating microtransaction economy. Looking back, I for one was on board for Anthem. It seemed to methodically touch on every hot button that I have. Mechs, check. Flying around like Iron Man, check. Huge levels of ordnance that can literally melt most targets with a push of a button. Oh yeah, check. Co-op, so you can squad up and flambe targets with your friends. Check. Incredible looking environments with unique terra never before seen in a gaming title. Check. The Bioware team seemingly went to the everything to develop a game that will literally make adrenaline pour out of your ears parts bin and plucked out anything and everything that could contribute to that master plan. However, that vision that seemingly had everything going its way was quickly translated and dissected at launch as a game that was clearly plagued with major technical issues, was tedious as hell with structural and mission deficiencies, and it reeked of lack of polish. And all of this leads me to an article that was recently published in Notaku, a publication that I don't normally read, announcing that Bioware plans a complete overhaul for Anthem. Although the title for this new Anthem has not yet been announced, it is reported as being called Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next. Details are more speculation than anything, with no clear timelines or plans for how this new Anthem will be distributed. The reports state that Bioware is still figuring out whether updates should be released all at once or over an extended period of time. Anthem could be overhauled through a series of updates. A la No Man's Sky, it could get a game-changing expansion like Destiny's critically acclaimed Taken King. Most of Anthem's biggest systems, its mission structure, its loot, its world, will change drastically, but the developers have not yet figured out exactly what that will look like. To be clear, Bioware is a company that is not as concrete as it was back in its heyday of Mass Effect and Dragon Age, as several high-profile departures and reported tensions between the Edmonton and Austin studios have clearly taken its toll on this historic publisher. With the release of Mass Effect Andromeda in 2017 and now Anthem in early 2019, Bioware has clearly shown that its once impenetrable armor has weak points, which seem to be internal and structural in nature. Both lead producer Ben Irving and head of live services Chad Robertson left Bioware within months of each other, and the optics of their departures, along with EA's vague, if non-existent, public statements have led to intense speculation. To its credit, Electronic Arts, according to this Notaku article, has not followed its normal path of action and simply scrapped the entire Anthem project, although it would not be seen as unexpected if they did. Everything to date concerning Anthem has been a full-court press to try and get Anthem to a state of relative stability, including putting on hold Anthem's endgame Cataclysm event, along with moving away from previously announced update plans in favor of long-term fixes. According to this article, Bioware is still putting a lot of work into Anthem. Details on Anthem Next are hazy, but among other things, the game's developers plan to overhaul the loot, the quest, the social aspects of the game, the difficulty, the progression system, and the world map. One person on the project said they're planning to change the game's entire structure. Right now, the entire world of Anthem is set on a single, contiguous map. Separating the map into segments would allow developers to tweak and play around with those segments without worrying what they might create bugs and glitches all across the world. We're also looking at breaking up the need to go back to Fort Tarsus after every mission, said the person. And what a mission technically is, that was always a weird disconnect. We're trying to integrate the disparate parts of the game together. Looking back on my long gaming career, I've seen titles perform their very own Phoenix-like transitions to move from simply unplayable to solid games. No Man's Sky, Battlefield 4, and the original Division game were all delivered in unfinished or unplayable states, and through time and effort on the part of the developers, transitioned into decent games. It is not entirely impossible that Bioware can pull Anthem from the depths of despair into what we had all hoped it could have been prior to launch, and for the record, I hope that it can. Whether it is called Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next, the fact remains that Bioware will be stretched to their limits internally to reshape the entire Anthem universe, while simultaneously surging ahead with development on both Dragon Age 4 and a new Mass Effect game. Can Anthem stay a viable option to Destiny and Warframe, or simply fade into time as EA and BioWare cut their losses and concentrate their efforts on the future and not the past? As always, I look forward to reading your thoughts in the comment section below. I will also leave a link to this Notaku article, as well as links to my Twitter feed, Teespring merch store, and Patreon accounts in the video description below. Until my next commentary, this has been LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.